pretty good, but I should do it again. Panos. Good evening. Good evening. All right, that's better. Much better than morning meetings. So welcome, family and friends, and of course the gentlemen of Woodhull and my colleagues. This is the spring term award ceremony held on the eve of commencement. Just a few notes about commencement. It will take place in this room. As you can see, there's plenty of seating, even though we have the largest graduating class in the history of the school. Yeah. Yes. And the largest number of dogs attending graduation, and probably graduation guests. But it's wonderful that so many of you are here. I know a lot of alumni are here. So graduation starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. sharp. When you hear the sound of the bagpipes, we have a processional that begins over at French Hall, and maybe something like happened after pandemic. People forgot to come out, because the best photo, if you want a good photo, is the processional led by the bagpiper. So whoever you're going to delegate in your party to take pictures, make sure a couple of you are out there to take some pictures of the boys and the faculty making the procession. Also, we have two songs, and we have actually a wonderful piano player who himself is a school teacher and a professional musician. And he's been doing this for a couple years. He goes, Matt, last year nobody sang. So we have America the Beautiful and Amazing Grace. You're going to have, yes, we know these songs, okay? And you will have the lyrics in the graduation program. It's funny, I took a poll of the boys. Like, boys, how many of you know America the Beautiful? Maybe like a third, but at least half of them knew Amazing Grace. So that's something. Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. This evening, typically this takes place in the theater at the end of the fall term and the winter term, and it's just the boys and their adult mentors, a much more intimate affair. And each term we recognize the boys' progress, their achievement, their effort in all four pillars of the Woodhull School. And the four pillars of the Woodhull School, it's academic life, residential life, arts and athletics, and the communications program, which is our hallmark here at the Woodhull School. So you'll have an opportunity to bear witness to that. We're going to be recognizing and celebrating all the boys, even if they're just coming up for their respective spring sport, lacrosse, outdoor challenge. What's the other sport that they do? Theater. Yes. So sit back, enjoy, and we want to start first with our deans, Dean of School, Mr. Funsak, and Dean of Studies, Mr. Coughlin, and they're going to present the academic awards.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? So, my name is Tim Coughlin. I'm the Dean of Studies here. I also teach English class. Mr. Funstock and I are going to give out the academic awards. Generally, these awards are in two formats. There is an engagement award and an achievement award. And what we do with our engagement awards are students who, during the classes, are presenting a lot of effort. They are participating. They are collaborating with their peers and colleagues. They're talking to the teachers. They're asking questions. They're coming in during office hours. They're really looking to do as well as possible in the class itself, and it shows during those 55 minutes that we have with them. Achievement, on the other hand, is a little different. Those kids are probably doing those things too, but they are also excelling in every achievable, measurable way, whether it's an awesome paper that they write, acing all their tests because they've studied. All right, those are the achievement grades. So we'll give out two of those, both in terms of all of our disciplines in the humanities, which is comprised of the arts, English, social sciences, and world languages, and then the math and science, the STEM department, with Mr. Funstocks. We also will give out some overall awards at the end. Sorry. We also have some overall awards that we'll give out too for underclassmen for achievement and engagement throughout the year, and then a special one as well, which we call the Progress Award, but we'll talk more about that later.
All right, shall we start?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So I'll begin with Achievement Award in Science. So this young man has gone beyond and above and beyond, in meeting all his commitments in Miss Perot's environmental science class. In addition to being diligent in completing his homework, class participation, he's always willing to offer help to his classmates as well. So it's my pleasure to present the award for achievement in science to Leopold Peter Zellner. Left hand, left hand. Thank you. And the engagement award in science, again, is Ms. Burroughs' student in biology class. This student in Ms. Burroughs' biology class made a notable growth this term in his effort, taking initiative through active engagement in class, homework completion, also asking for help when needed. So it's my pleasure to present this award to Wesley Charles Iyer. All right. And the next award is, it's all right, achievement in mathematics. This student in Mr. Ng's geometry class demonstrated that the way to achieve academic excellence is through self-discipline and hard work, consistent homework completion, punctuality, organizing the materials thoroughly, and asking insightful questions in classes. And those are his secret of success. It's my pleasure to present this award to Henry James Montgomery. And then next award is engagement in mathematics. This is a bright student, actually, in Mr. McGain's calculus class, and is always ready to tackle complex mathematical problems in calculus. His eagerness to contribute in class discussions, helping his classmates. Overall engagement in class is excellent, and it's my pleasure to present this award to Isaac Dinges.
All right, I'll start off. I'm going to go in alphabetical order for the humanities department just because I'm very particular like that. So we are going to start off with the arts. The arts are a great avenue and venue for our kids who might have a little bit more energy, so to speak. And certainly this student demonstrates that. He is always found around this particular art classroom, sometimes to go in the classroom to work when class isn't even in session. Sometimes it is just to get chocolates from Miss Loomis. So there could be an ulterior motive there. This person has really gotten into building and painting models, and it's become a personal passion for them. They spend much of their time out of class improving these skills. I believe even a hairdryer was found outside, not even able to be plugged in, but maybe from drying out his models. This person also discovered their newfound passion for building, painting, and customizing. It's become a hobby and a significant avenue for both artistic and personal growth. So, Samuel Barrett Stratemeyer, you are the Arts Engagement Award. All right, I've never given an award to this person, actually. So this person has won many awards, but often in the STEM department and not often in the humanities. But this person has been consistently producing high-quality work, showcasing technical styles and a unique artistic technique. They embody positivity, productivity, and drive in every aspect of their artistic pursuits. And in each project, he reflects a meticulous attention to detail and deep understanding of artistic principles, which, maybe he, learned that very specific, meticulous nature in his STEM classes. But Evan Cedar-Myrie, you are the Arts Department winner for achievement. Congrats. So we'll go into the English department next. This student is a new student here at Woodhall, and I think this is his first award in this particular department, maybe in the humanities overall. But this person applies themselves to each of their 3 main texts throughout the year. He's always volunteered his opinion in our class discussions and worked assiduously on his writing and analysis. And just from the vocabulary, you know that this was written by an English teacher because they used assiduously. So for our engagement award in English is Grayson DeCourcy. All right. So this person, like Evan, has won a series of awards, but never in the English department. And I guess this is kind of not just a spring term award for him, but he has earned this really since he came into Myth and Legend class in the fall. Even at the very onset, it was very clear that this person knew about mythology, which is pretty impressive since most of his peers in both classes are super nerdy. That's why they took a class in mythology. But over the course of the year, his interest, engagement, and in particular, his achievement has stood out both in class and in Quiz Bowl. So Calvin Huck Novotny, you are the spring term winner of achievement in English. All right. So we'll go on to social sciences. This was a unique winner. I don't know if they've won any awards in academics yet, but that is great. This person wins the Social Studies Engagement Award because this person puts the devil in devil's advocate, and this student is known as quite the contrarian. He loves to read bylines and handbooks, so maybe a future in law, even though he has admitted personally to me that he does not read all the updates and disclaimers that he gets from Apple. So he's very particular on handbook rules here at the school, but maybe not so much when it comes to his personal privacy. So he's not a traditional pick, but this person consistently shows that he's engaged with the course content. He is quick to ask questions, point out inconsistencies, and relate historical phenomena to our current day. He was especially interested in how social views change over time, and when and why. He's interested in asking the big questions and a practice that will help him on his academic journey, according to Mr. Marsnick, his social studies teacher. So, Maxwell Leo Korenstein, you are the winner. And for achievement in social sciences, this person started off the year with some small goals, just to ask for assistance when needed and being more open to sharing his opinions in class. His accomplishments of these goals have served him well throughout the course of the year, and especially in the spring term, when, I will say, senior focus tends to drift off a little bit. But as the year went on, his kind and amusing personality came to the surface, including a very strange thing for a civics class of a love of frogs. In terms of academic achievement, this person never lost sight of keeping his classwork to the highest standards. His in-depth and inspiring research into prison reform was an illustration of that. So Luke Bradley Fisher, you get the Social Science Award.
Congratulations, sir.
All right. For the engagement in world languages, this person has done exceptional translations in each of their finals and really put in consistent effort, according to Mr. Spalding, who appreciates all his time and attention in class and participating, asking questions when he was unsure, being able to take risks, be wrong, and learn from those mistakes. So Jay Medeiros III, you were given this world languages in Latin.
Congratulations, Vic.
And for achievement in world languages, this person meticulously completes exams, but makes sure to add his very unique flavor and personality. He wrote about the Depression-era bellhop on his Spanish 1 final. In class, he's quite inquisitive, which is not a surprise to anyone, as we actually have a term for... So for the two last awards, we have overall academic engagement. That is for an undergraduate student, underclassman, an underclassman who has done exceptionally well for all 3 terms in multiple classes. So, and this student certainly illustrates that in everything that he studies. A number of his teachers across STEM and humanities have said that this person pours themselves into not just their work and attention to detail outside of class, but making the most of their time in class as well, and always wants to do better. They go back and make revisions. When Mr. Mahoney asks them to make revisions, this person is able to help their classmates. One teacher said, even when he's having difficulty explaining the concept, sometimes he defaults to this young man to do it maybe even a little bit better. And he's just a model of pouring himself into everything and educating others about his European experiences as they relate to the concept. And so, Leopold Peter Zellner, all right, you are the overall academic achievement winner. And for the last award is overall academic achievement. A lot has already been said about this particular person. They're exceptional in their history class, in doing interpretations and detecting bias, which is especially important in an AP US history class, and also evaluating evidence. He is quite literally locked in, according to Mr. Marsnick, when it comes to classroom discussion. His fists get clenched, his teeth get gritted, almost standing up at his desk. The person obviously loves history, and it is palpable. He does a great honor to Major General Nils Olav III, the Baron of the Bouvet Islands, who has been knighted and is the mascot and colonel-in-chief of the Norwegian King's Guard, Huck, Calvin Huck Novotny. You are the winner there for overall academic achievement. Add this to your list of epithets and honorifics. Congrats. Nice work.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, gentlemen. And Mr. Marsnick, Director of Student Life, if you wanted to come forward and present the Dorm Awards with your colleagues.
All right, dorm parents, will you please come up here? We'll have Tower over here, and then French on the other side. Yeah. All right, so before we actually give the awards, I do want to recognize the team that we have on stage. Dorm parents here work tirelessly when they're scheduled to, when they're off the clock, to make sure that the gentlemen of Woodhull are safe, are cared for, and are having fun. I personally couldn't ask for a better team, and I really just want to take a minute to thank you for all the work that you've done.
Oh, can I use the microphone?
I guess I'm not loud enough, sorry. Sorry, Mr. Spalding. Do you want me to start over? Okay. So I just want to take a minute to thank the dorm parents for all the work that they do on and off the clock to make sure that the gentlemen of Woodhull are safe, cared for, and having fun. Like I said, I couldn't ask for a better team. I'm personally going to miss our working culture so much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Take it away.
All right, we'll start with the Tower Citizenship Award. So this student, the Tower dorm parents chose for his, I would say, quiet growth throughout the year and the spring term. He really stepped up as a student who maybe is, like I said, not the loudest, but he is helpful. He is present in his own way. He loves to encourage the boys to do different, physical workouts at between 10 and 10:30. But he has really become a well-liked and well-appreciated member of the community. So the Tower dorm parents would like to give this to Isaac Merton Dinges. Congratulations.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot how hard folding paper is. Okay. Okay. Guess what? When I think of this young man, the word persistence comes to mind. Whether he's persistent in getting his friends together to play Magic, getting me to show Game Changer my apartment, wearing ties that offend my sensibilities, or walking around with a smile on his face, he is persistent. He has helped to cultivate a positive attitude in the dorm, helping to make French Hall a community. He is funny, intelligent, and always full of good humor. The French Hall dorm parents have watched him develop into a leader over the course of the school year, and we are proud to present the Dorm Citizenry Award to Theodore Medlin Graff.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, right here. Thank you, Mr. Marcinek and Mr. Reisman in particular. What you don't know, boys, you know we have the torch lighting at the end, and none of it was set up when we started at 7:30. And none of it. So Mr. Marcinek and Mr. Reisman valiantly put that together, and I, of course, rewarded them with withering sarcasm. So thank you. But Ms. Skulski is going to come up in a moment. Clubs are a part of weekly life here at Woodhall. They meet on Friday afternoons. And so Ms. Skulski is going to come up and have the different adult mentors who advise the different clubs present the different awards.
All right, so the award we're giving out now is the outstanding participation for our various clubs. And our clubs are established, the adult mentors take a passion they have and something that they think the students will also be passionate about, and they do run the clubs for the students once a week. So the first club is the Woodhall Woodsmen, so Mr. Mahoney and Mr. Cully.
It'd be really good if we prepared something before we.
Well, so during the spring term, it was really great to get back outside after the long winter nights and what have you, and the cold and everything. So we were blessed with some really good weather. I don't remember too many of the Fridays being indoors. But yeah, we were building a shelter. And one of the things I'm going to take away from the spring term is just the engagement and the focus of the boys, whether they were having a good day or a bad day. They'd always come out with renewed energy and really throw themselves into the activity. And yeah, we had a good time, and we just completed it in time. I think if we had had one less class, we would have
just
been
an
really
A-frame.
pressed. Yeah,
Yeah.
just an A-frame.
Yeah, I think Ms. Kelsey said it best. It's taking a passion and kind of like sharing it with the boys. And one thing for me is just being out in the woods, getting our hands dirty, and working towards kind of like a common goal. You get to see sides of these kids that you don't necessarily get to see in the classroom, watch them work together, cooperate, and just have a good time kind of getting dirty and being outside. And the one student who, among all of them, kind of stood out, always brought just good energy and direction to some of our other squirrely members who are hard to corral. He always showed up on time, always brought tools out with him, made sure to get the others going, and we're happy to present this award to Caden John Miller.
The next club is Quizable Club, and I do want to thank to Mr. Kaga and Mr. Reisman. This was also parlayed into a weekend activity where students participated then in a larger challenge and won some awards. I will let them talk about that. But Mr. Reisman and Mr. Coughlin for Quizable.
odd that we come off after the Woodsman, since the Woodsman talked about how awesome it was to be outdoors. And each Friday I would make an announcement at lunch that we will be indoors again, meeting in the APAC like we normally do. We're the indoorsy kids, so, you know, it kind of works out. Diversity, so it works out. This is the first year of the Quiz Bowl Club, so all the kids here, they are your pioneers in nerdiness, and we are all about nerdy questions, and I'm actually going to present some of them to you because I have a pop quiz, but we'll talk about that. Mr. Reisman, do you want to say anything before I talk about the History Bowl thing?
Yeah, it was very humbling participating all year and never beating Huck. So, you know, I have to check some things out.
Yeah, but to Mr. Reisman's defense, I will say that Quiz Bowl is humbling in that way, but it's also, I find it very reassuring for the future, because oftentimes our kids are noted for, oh man, we were so much smarter back then. These kids don't know anything nowadays. They're so dumb. Please, come to Quiz Bowl. You will see how much kids know. You might be reassured that some of them miss stupid questions about like state capitals, for instance, you know, some of the basic stuff, but then you will find out how deep their knowledge is when they know something they really know, like Charlie Jones and marble players on YouTube. It is weird that he knows that, but he does. So I guess we should bring up the Quiz Bowl, or no, we're not bringing people up. We're not bringing up the Quiz Bowl, kids, I'm sorry. So I will talk about the History Bowl, however, though, because Ms. Skulski talked about, there was one team of just one kid who was, I don't know, man, he was really smart. But aside from that, we were the smallest. So we had two pairs, and as the Frosh-Soft level, we had our two overall winners in engagement and achievement. Leopold Zellner and Huck Novotny, they competed and they took third place. And at the varsity level, Aiden McKee and Caden Miller competed at the varsity level. They also took third place. So it's super impressive. Most of these schools are far bigger than Woodhull. Some of them have thousands of kids, and we got third, and we were invited down to nationals. So it was a really neat experience for them. So congratulations to them. And all the hard work that they do, whether it's studying real history or in Caden's position, making up fake history and giving presentations on it. But in his fake history, he did have the Buffalo Bills win a Super Bowl, so I was really happy. So for the kids in Quiz Bowl, we had a great group, and it was really hard, I think, for us to come up with the last winner. So as Mr. Reisman just said, no one really beat Huck, so that we're not going to give it just for outstanding achievement. Charlie Jones was always the first and most helpful there, and he got the fall award. So we kind of reflected on this one, and it was a person who just really showed a great, serious and appreciation for each and every day he was here. He would always tell me, and I assume he told you, Mr. Reisman, just how much it just made his entire week being at Quiz Bowl. So, and I guess speaking from my perspective, it really made my week too. So getting to see all the nerdy kids and answer the questions that I don't know how they know it, but, and I have a college degree. Hayes Nickel Talbot. Right. So, as you can see, very impressed. But seriously, the whole group was great. We just had to give out one award. So, all right. Thank you.
The next club was also a new club this year. I think right towards the beginning of the year, Mr. Marcinek said, I really want to start a service committee. And so it was great. This group of guys went out every week and did community service in various parts of on campus and in the community. So Mr. Marcinek with service committee.
Hello again. Can you hear me, Mr. Noonan? A little bit more. Sorry, I'm a little bit taller than Ms. Skulski. So, for service committee this year, or this term, every week we go to a farm in town called Healing Hoofbeats. It's they offer equine therapy and animal therapy. And we go there, and usually we spend about 45 minutes scooping horse manure. So It's actually a lot more fun than it sounds. When we didn't get the opportunity to do that, if the rain was too torrential or the farm was closed for the week or something like that, we would be picking up trash on Harrison Lane or on campus, which is also a lot more fun than it sounds. But for this term, I was reflecting on the award, and I wanted to give it to one of the gentlemen who takes service seriously in the club, but also outside of the club as well. Not only is this gentleman so helpful when in our official meetings, but I see him helping out his peers and some of the faculty and staff. If someone's carrying something that looks really heavy, he goes, "Oh, let me help you with that. Can I lend you a hand?" So I want to give this award to Cameron Jack Higgins.
For our next club, we have Mrs. Wikriski Sly and Mr. Kavakas with Creative Expressions.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank Mr. Kavakas for joining the club with me and helping me. So this person that we both decided on the award really accepted all of our crazy ideas between art and science and chemistry, from making our own paints to slime to designing our own rockets and launching them. So we had all sorts of crazy ideas. And this person came in every day with so much smiles, good energy, accepted all of our crazy ideas, and just was really pleasant to have. And yeah. All right, and this award goes to Luke Matthew Budavas.
Our next club is Mindfulness Club, Mr. Funsock and Mr. Terry.
I like to claim that Mindfulness Club is the coolest club, but people may disagree with that. But, however, I can certainly claim that we are the quietest club. Mindfulness practice involves cultivating an awareness of the present moment, embracing thoughts, feelings, and sensation without judgment. And it is an extension of our communications program. Our faculty members and students both are familiar with it, and we practice mindfulness at the beginning or at the end of each communications group meeting. Last year, we introduced a mindfulness club with the 2 students initially, and this year, club expanded to 4 students now. And I want to thank all the 4 of them: Wes, Harry, Will, and Campbell. Thank you. I'm grateful that Mr. Terry is a part of the club, and want to thank him for sharing his experience and expertise with the club. And without further ado, I will ask Mr. Terry to present the award.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so when choosing this award, we really looked at students that practiced not only within the club, but outside of the club, mainly focusing on taking students that took things from the intellectual realm and manifested them in the physical realm. So this one student, he was new to our mindfulness practice, but we observed him during the cross season, which was his first season, and his attentiveness and his kindness and his attentiveness there, as well as his attentiveness and his dedication to his physical fitness that he shared with others, and with the wonderful reflections that he shared in our one-on-one conversations. So I look forward to working with the student next year as well. So it's my honor to give this award to Wesley Charles Iyer.
Next, we have another new club. This is the Video Production Club with Mr. Ng and Mr. McGann.
In the Video Production Club, students shoot and edit videos. However, the focus of the club is on everything that happens behind the scenes before the cameras roll. As the producer or director of a video, you are responsible for making sure that a video shoot is as efficient as possible. That means creating a storyboard, setting up blocking, creating a shooting schedule, and making sure that the editors have everything they need. In other words, it means planning ahead and not just winging it. The student receiving the Video Production Club Award has been enthusiastic and hardworking all year. He always had a positive attitude, came to clubs ready to work, graciously helped his fellow club members whenever they needed anything, and met all of his commitments. While he did need to reshoot parts of his video for his final project, he came to clubs fully prepared and organized so that we could complete all of his reshoots in a single day.
The Spring Term Video Production Club Award goes to Charles Hamner Cowan. Take it to the right, take it to the left. One step. Thanks, Mr.
In addition to coaching the Video Production Club, I also had the privilege of building out this STEM lab, coaching the STEM Tech team for theater, and teaching the first ever STEM class at the Woodhull School. Many of the boys in the senior class have had a front row seat as we developed both the STEM lab and the overall STEM program. The STEM lab was constructed 3 years ago. Most of the tools and equipment in the lab were purchased 2 years ago when we began using the lab to build sets in theater, and the first STEM class was taught this past year. Seeing how much time and effort went into the development of the STEM program, the boys in the first ever STEM class wanted to express their gratitude with a gift to the school. So if the boys in the STEM class can come up, that would be great.
Let's put it on the stage. Want to put it somewhere on the stage? Let's put it away.
So I would like to introduce Charles Hamner Cowan, Harry Dalton Doherty, Luke Bradley Fisher, Charles John Gortel. Unfortunately, Owen Marston Danner, the 5th member of the STEM class, could not be with us tonight. Where's Mr. Woodhall? He's over there. All right, Mr. Woodhall, the boys of the first STEM class would like to present to you this table, which they designed and built as a gift to the Woodhall School. And each of the boys would like to express their thanks.
I want to start off by thanking Mr. Woodhall, the school, and Mr. Ng and Mr. Coughlin for starting this program. Hopefully it's going to be a long while before it doesn't happen, but thank you to Mr. Ng for a great year, teaching all of us something, kind of getting all of our aspects into one place, whether it's coding, building, or using a CNC machine.
I would like to thank the Board of Trustees for and donors for getting the money to build the STEM lab and for bringing Mr. Ng on board.
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who was involved in the STEM and making the STEM class a thing, and especially Mr. Ng for kind of letting us be able to express a lot of the creative sides that you can't normally express with just like pen and paper sometimes. Being able to build 3D structures, even 2D structures on the laser cutter, it's always great.
I want to thank everyone who is involved with creating the STEM lab and bringing it to the Woodhull School. It has opened up many different opportunities for all of us in the STEM class and people who work in the STEM lab, and some of those opportunities have led me to, for my future, in college and stuff, like to focus on CNC machining and mechanical design. So thank you.
Yeah, no? Yeah, Mr. Marcinek has commented, it's got a real sort of mid-century aesthetic. This is great. So thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Ng. You know, Mr. Coughlin, you could put your iced coffee on it here, the one that Sammy got for you. Yeah.
For our next club, we have the Creative Writing Club, and so this club, they do creative writing, but also through this club too, Mr. Noonan puts together Good Stuff Literary Magazine. You are all sent a digital copy of it, families, and your students have a hard copy of it. I would really encourage you to take a look. There's writing, there's artwork, and there's a lot of great contributions. But, Mr. Noonan, Mr. G for Creative Writing Club.
You can hand it out at the end. All right, so this is what the Good Stuff Arts and Literature magazine looks like. It's got photographs and paintings, sculptures, and it features some of the work that the Creative Writing Club members did this term. It has some dark fables of the soul from Theo Graff and Paul Bielot, and tales of Habsburg conquests from Leo Zellner. The rise and fall of anthropomorphic train cars from Britton Thomas. And Ryan Logiadis' war epic, which I'm pretty sure has set the record for highest number of total dead bodies of all. How many were in that one scene?
Billion.
A billion, yeah.
In one battle.
I don't know if you guys know history, but that's a lot of bodies. So some of that's in the magazine, and the person we are giving this award to, we've worked with for 3 years now in the Creative Writing Club, and this term he's really focused on the realistic and the historical, focusing on nonfiction, and his stuff this term is really promising, and it was a pleasure to get to hear it read out loud during the times when we would share. So, Mr. G, would you introduce the winner of our, or
Yes.
just say who's the winner? Yeah.
It is Aiden Alexander McKee. Thank you, Aiden.
Fantastic. Yeah. Take a look at this.
And thank you, Mr. Noonan, for creating the literary magazine. You're welcome. So we have one last club. It's last but definitely not least. Yearbook is a club. There's a lot more work that goes into it, though, than just the club time. They have to meet separately. There are deadlines that they have to hit. And I know it's Senor Booth's goal every year to outdo what they've done the year before. They absolutely accomplished that this year. Please ask your students to look at their yearbooks. Everything from the cover to everything inside is really a great tribute to the school's 40th year celebration. So please do take a look at that. But Senor Booth and Ms. Parav for Yearbook Club.
Well, thank you. And to address your first question, no, I did not plan my outfit to match the book. We designed the book to match my outfit. So, thank you. So, creating the yearbook is a joy, it's a pleasure, and it is an extreme stress. Our goal every year is to try to capture every member of the community as many times as possible and really try to celebrate our wins, capture the joy, and highlight the fun that it is to live in this community. This year, there were a lot of big changes. We switched companies, which meant that not only were the boys learning a new system, I was learning a new system, and then I had the honor of working with Ms. Parav, who I somehow tricked to join me in on this. So it was quite the feat. So before I announce the dedication for the yearbook, I'd like to announce the winner of our Outstanding Participation Award, if I may. So this participant, he started out the year with some interesting ideas. His initial ideas for yearbook was sand. And when we said no, he said, oh, okay. What about falling sand? No. Sands of time. No. So there's some themes there. I don't know why sand was the big one, but I think we had the sand conversation multiple times. But he continued to grow. He continued to want to help out. And this term, he was instrumental in a lot of the organization that goes behind this book. One of the hardest tasks is building an index so that way you can find yourself on the page, because you flip through the pages at first and you're like, oh yeah, this is nice, and then you go to the back and you're like, where am I? And so all the boys really helped out, but this student was instrumental in the organization and a lot of the grunt work that nobody really likes doing. So it's our honor to give this award to Walter Scott Montgomery. Congratulations. And so this book, this year we went with something a little bit more classic. We titled it Making History, had a little pun by titling his. I'll let you guys figure out why. But the idea was to really celebrate the fact that we are here. It's the 40th year. And so the seniors each year, they get to pick a member of the community that they want to dedicate their yearbook to. And they picked somebody who has seen the school for about half of its life and continues to show up, help not only seniors, but everybody in this community. So this year they recognized Orla McCrisky-Schley. Congratulations. Yes, if you would like.
Okay, so I can actually make a proper speech this time, because the last time they presented this to me, I was crying. So I couldn't really properly thank everybody. But first and foremost, I just want to say I'm so deeply honored. Words can't express how much I appreciate this. But first and foremost, I can't take full credit for this. Every faculty that's here and has been here tirelessly give their all every single day. So this is definitely not a one-man show. It collectively is everybody. But I am so honored. This yearbook means so much to me. It is just a reflection of all of our achievements, our fun memories. So yes, I will cherish this forever. And for the senior class, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much. Gotta give it back to you, or?
Thank you.
So, Ms. Skolsky, if you want to present the Phoenix Award for the spring term.
So the Phoenix Award is given to a student who manifests strong school spirit and a commitment to the helping of others. This student, I think school spirit a lot of times can mean too buying into the communications program. That doesn't always happen right away, but is a big part of the school. And this student really, throughout their time here, has begun to really lean fully into the communications program, understanding confrontations. It can take, a lot to confront somebody, to have a productive conversation. They're also very active in all pillars of the school. They will help out when they need to help out. They want to help themselves, but they also want to help their peers. It's someone who throughout the year, students have been comfortable coming to talk to, really with a range of things, and sometimes they've had to bring that information forward because it might be something for the betterment of the community that needs to be discussed, but they did not shy away from that. They've also showed that leadership can really take a lot of forms. There isn't just one way that leadership looks. That's a little bit of a pun, because I'm very proud to present this award to Luke Bradley Fisher.
So I'd like to present the Spring Term Award for Growth in Communication Skills. I realize a number of you, this might be your first time at the Woodhull School, so you're probably wondering, what is this communications program that they're talking about? So in short, we are helping the young men of Woodhall develop skills of self-reflection and self-expression with accountability. And the communications program takes many forms through advisory, through school forum, through committee for accountability, through communication groups, but it's really informs how we do what we do at the Woodhall School. So this award recognizes not only a student's progress in the formal participation of the different aspects of the communications program, but how he's engaging in daily life with his peers, with adult mentors, but it starts with himself, right? It's skills of self-reflection. He needs to look inward first and then express himself with accountability. And this young man arrived in September. Like many of your sons, he's quite verbal, right? So if you're wondering, oh, the communications skills, you know, you'll teach my son how to talk. No, your boys all know how to talk. You know that. And this young man has probably one of the most impressive vocabularies of any student that I've ever worked with in my 27 years. But more importantly, as the year progressed, it wasn't just about his verbal dexterity and daring do with vocabulary words that challenged even this English major here. It was really seeing him grow in his confidence and his how he held himself, how he developed relationships with peers, and how he advocated and mentored peers who were struggling. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing him again next year, and he'll be working as a student leader, but I want to recognize his growth this term and really the whole year. Isaac Merton Dinges. So, Ms. Skulski and Mr. Marsnick, if you want to come forward, we're going to recognize not only this year's student leaders, but next year's as well. So, student leadership, leaders are selected through a process by the entire community. And it's not just a vote. They actually have to apply. There are essays. They need peer endorsements. They need endorsements from faculty members. The aforementioned communications program, a lot of what we're doing in student leadership is that work. Yes, we meet on Mondays in Mr. Terry's classroom and have a lot of fun in those meetings. And yes, there are formal aspects, whether they're prefects in the dining hall or in the dorm or what have you, but it's really an opportunity for them to grow personally as well as leaders in the community. I don't know, Ms. Skulski or Mr. Marsnick, if you wanted to add anything to that.
Yeah, I mean, they are instrumental in building the culture of our school. And for this year's student leaders, and I want to say thank you. And for next year's student leaders, thank you in advance.
We really emphasize modeling. You know, if you're going to say student leader, you don't have to be perfect. We never expect perfection. We do expect, though, if a new student, say, is coming in and trying to figure out what it looks like to be successful at the Woodhall School, that you are modeling what that looks like in all areas of the school. And we do pretty much try and raise the bar every year, and I do really appreciate this year's group of student leaders. You did step up. You did kind of raise the expectation of what it means to be a student leader, brought back some things, I think, that had been lost during COVID. So we do thank you for that. And for next year's group, we're excited, as we've talked about, for the opportunities that we have to shape the culture of the school.
Although I do have to recall during the interview process, we'd have current student leaders there, and the new student leaders or the student leader applicants were asking, and invariably the question would come up from applicants, well, you know, what's student leadership like? I know you come back early and you do an orientation program. What's that about? And 201, these did not plan this. They said, well, it's really cool. We go to the beach and we eat lobster rolls and have fried clams. I was like, that's all you remember from orientation? I mean, they're really good fried clams, but yes, anyway.
That's why we're revamping it some for next year. No. I know. Just more emphasis on the things. All right, so first to recognize our great group of student leaders who took us through this year. This is in alphabetical order. Dalton Cronin.
Come on up, boys.
Yeah. Charlie Gertel. Luke Fisher. Aiden McKee. Caden Miller. Evan Myrie. And Hayes Talbot. So, thank you again for all of your leadership this year. We really appreciate it. And now the students that you have been mentoring to take over for you for next year, we have Grayson DeCourcy. Isaac Dinges. Wes Iyer. Jacob Godfried. Jay Medeiros. And Leo Zellner. Thank you. We look forward to next year.
So, Leo, do you like fried clams?
I don't know.
Lobster roll? I know you do. So I know we've been appropriately recognizing the students, but I wanted to take a moment to recognize two of my colleagues, and I think, yeah. So Orla Mokrisky-Schley and Richard Spalding, if you could come forward. Richard, I know you're back there doing tech. So you're probably wondering why there's only one chair. So here's the thing. The chairs got back ordered, okay? So in a moment, we're going to put on some music, and you're going to walk around the chair. No. So I apologize. After 20 years of service, you're not able to enjoy and sit in your own chair at the end of the school year. But rest assured, it's coming. But both Mr. Spalding and Miss Mokrisky-Schley are celebrating their 20th school year in service. Joining an august club with Mr. Gelsheiser and Mr. Funsak. But again, thank you for everything you've done for 20 years of Gentlemen of Woodhull. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, back to the boys. Seniors, if you could come forward. All of you could just come on up. Just, yeah, wherever.
Oh, up here?
Yeah, sure.
I'm tall.
So there are two traditions that we're going to do right now. We have a tradition that started in about 2011 of having a class tree planted in honor of the class. And if you know, there are 20 seniors graduating this year, but those of you who can count quickly, you'll notice there are only 19 boys standing up. Their 20th class member, Ben Allen. Okay, Al, you made it.
I'm here.
So their classmate Owen Danner has been on medical leave. He's doing very well. We will be recognizing him in absentia tomorrow. He is a member of the class of 2020. for, but he's not able to attend graduation. And I did have the opportunity to meet with Owen in person when I was out in the Bay Area in May, and these boys can all attest, Owen loves trees. He likes planting them. I think he likes chopping them down.
Especially that.
even more.
Yeah.
So I said, Owen, he the first day of school said, Mr. Woodhull, I have an idea for a tree. And I followed up with him, and he said, I think of blue spruce. So I kind of let Owen decide, because I know how much he'd want to be here this weekend to celebrate with you. And the blue spruce has been planted in front of French Hall, and the plaque will be there actually in time for the 40th anniversary celebration next week. So just wanted to let you boys know that. And then your soon-to-be alumni. So Mrs. Loomis, Director of Advancement, has a little something for you boys. And I'll pass it out.
Okay, so I'm short too, so. It hasn't exactly been a traditional few years. You started your high school journey with something called COVID, and here you are graduating from high school, moving on to your next journey. We're here to support you in the bonds of continuing your brotherhood and invite you to join those who have left Woodhull, but for whom being a Phoenix never ended. Memories are what we cling to in the end. You will always be glad you had your Woodhull experience. It will support you to the end of your life. Congratulations and welcome to the Woodhull School Alumni Group.
Congratulations, boys. Now, you do have to graduate tomorrow, so we're almost there, but make sure you show up for graduation.
I'll try. I don't know if I can.
All right. I can get yours later.
That's funny.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Elias, you got one? Okay. All right. So, gentlemen, in less than 24 hours, you're going to be up on the stage, and people are going to be taking lots of pictures. So, but again, once again, congratulations. You're almost there. Yeah. Thank you.
God, you bitch.
So we're almost there. We're going to end with recognizing the fourth pillar of Woodhull life, and that's athletics. So Senor Booth and Ms. Perov, if you want to come up and present. Mr. Gavakis, sorry, I was looking at you and thinking about the yearbook. And actually, this is great because this is a fun story I can tell now. So, no, please come on up. You knew this was going to happen. So, you know, we go on March break, and it's pretty quiet, and I respect everybody's time off, and rarely do my colleagues call me during break, but I get a text from Jared. He said, "Hi, Matt, can you call me when you can?" I was like, oh, geez, what's going on? So these intrepid gentlemen, and actually you weren't there on this trip, were you?
I wasn't.
No. And so they, you know, spring around here, and there were a lot of rains. Senor Booth and Mr. Gavakis decide to try kayaking down the Housatonic, even though it's basically at flood level. And they lose a kayak, a school kayak. And I don't know the whole story, but something about, you know, walking on train tracks for 4 miles, and they recovered it. And he said, so don't worry, Matt. We put it somewhere safe, and, you know, we're a little beat up because we got, you know, thrown around, but I promise we'll go back in a couple days and we'll get the kayak. And I said, oh, okay, Jared, okay. But apparently, you know, Jared said to Mr. Gavakis, Senor Booth said to Mr. Gavakis, he's like, I got to call Matt. I got to let him know. And Mr. Gavakis says, are you afraid to call Matt? He goes, I'm only afraid to call Matt because I know he's going to make fun of me for this. And sure enough, ha ha.
I do want to say it was Mr. Kavakis' idea. While he is quiet, he is quite devious. So, If he ever invites you to go kayaking on your vacation, say no. But that does tie into kind of the spirit of adventure. Outdoor Challenge is not necessarily your traditional team sport. We don't have game days. We don't have timers ticking down, and so it creates a different dynamic. But within Outdoor Challenge, we foster a small community. We go out and we explore. We enjoy nature. We've incorporated a lot of mindfulness into this practice, so that way we can truly enjoy the gorgeous area that we are so thankful to live in. And so this year we wanted to give the Coaches Award to somebody who, it wasn't his first pick, but he really leaned into the program. He had a lot of fun with us. He somehow managed to talk Miss Parov into breaking my rule of no sticks on the bus, because he found a walking stick. And so he carried that with him the entire time. And he was just very present to the program. And so it is our honor to give this award to Varick Javier Shah. I forgot to call all members of Outdoor Challenge up. Oops. Could you please come up? One last hike. Hand these out. They'll also be getting a pin for their participation in the sport. Like I said, while we don't have game days, we do hike Connecticut's tallest peak, Bear Mountain. That's something that they look forward to each term. And this group, while they are small, they are quite mighty, so they were able to keep up and really take on that challenge, even though we did have a downpour, so it wasn't the most exciting thing to get to the top of a mountain just for it to open up and rain on you, but they always really gave it their best, so thank you guys. Now we get to leave.
Before we move forward with drama, actually, I just neglected to recognize Mr. Funsak in his many roles here at the Woodhull School. He's also director of athletics and Outdoor Challenge, drama, of course, lacrosse, all fall under his auspices. But want to just thank you year after year, Mr. Funsak, all that you do to support the afternoon activities here at Woodhull. There's a lot of behind the scenes that takes place. So again, thank you for all that you do. And if I could have the directors of the spring term drama production to come forward. What's that?
I came prepared. I'm monitoring the process. Made a mistake. When it can I have the cast and crew come up to the stage, please? If you guys want to line up on the stage. So before I get into this, before I get into this, I just really want to take a moment and recognize my STEM tech director and my tech directors. We couldn't do these shows without you guys. I'd be lost at sea. So thank you guys so much for the work that both of you do. Can we get a... and also I'd like to apologize to my students after yelling at them all year long about double spacing. I forgot to do it, and now it's going to make it very hard to read. So I just wanted to start off with a quote that I really like about theater from Dame Maggie Smith. She says, "I like the ephemeral thing about theater. Every performance is like a ghost. It's there and it's gone." right? That's what we're doing. We put in so much work over the term. We did a timing-based show, Clue. It's extremely difficult. The actors, the lights, the sound, all have to be, and the backstage crew as well, all have to be in sync and on time and trust each other so much. And that's no easy feat to pull, whether we're in high school theater or doing a professional production. I talk to the students every term. One of the first things I say is that we're only going to be as strong as our weakest link. We all have to be pulling each other up together. And at times we failed because what we are doing is difficult. But I'm proud of all these young men who gave it their best effort and worked hard every day. And ultimately, in the end, we pulled each other up and we had another really successful production. And I'm just so incredibly proud of all of you. Before I get into the actual awards, we had the Halo Awards last night, the Connecticut High School Theater Awards. And I want to just recognize all of our nominees and our winners, because we also have some from the winter term. We had Best Costume Design and/or Execution, Aiden McKee for Clue. Best Lighting Design and/or Execution, Chip Cowan for Clue. Best Scenic Design and/or Execution, Luke Fisher, Theo Graff, Alan Soshnick, Britton Thomas for Clue. Best Props Design, Luke Fisher, Evan Myrie, and Britton Thomas for 12 Angry Men. Best Stage Management, Jay Medeiros for Clue. Best Incidental or Original Music in a Play, Isaac Dinges for 12 Angry Men. Best Male Standout Performance in an Ensemble Production, Judah Rosner for Clue. And our winners were Isaac Dinges, who won a special award for stepping up at the last minute for 12 Angry Men. Oh yeah, come on. And then our other winner, Best Comic Male Performance, Walter Montgomery as Yvette for Clue. So now we're going to go into our team awards, and we're going to start with Mr. Ng, who's going to present the Director's Award.
This year's spring production Clue was extremely ambitious. To build the sets, I'm a math teacher, so we used 20 2x4s and 8 sheets of plywood. If you place the 2x4s end to end, they would be 160 feet long, and the sheets of plywood would cover an area of 256 square feet. This term, the Director's Award in Theater goes to a student who was an essential member of the STEM Tech team. Honestly, there's no way we could have gotten everything done without him. He used the CNC router to make tongue and groove joints for the bar cart, figured out the best way to curve PVC sheeting with a heat gun to give our 1950s-style refrigerator curves, used the track saw to cut panels for our angled billiard table, and taught himself how to use the lathe feature in Fusion 360 to make candlestick holders. But beyond his technical skills, he also trained the new members of the team, teaching them how to use the tools in the STEM lab, how to work professionally, and how to work as a team. His training and mentorship were critical because in the final third of the term, we split up into 3 teams working in 3 different locations, and I had to rely on everyone to work carefully and thoughtfully with minimal supervision. But I am most impressed with the students' ability to handle high-pressure situations. We often say that opening night is theater's big game, but STEM Tech has a series of big games. When we were assembling the PVC sheets for the refrigerator, we could have cracked one, ruining a week of work. When one of the corner shelf brackets for the bar cart was installed crookedly, it took us an hour and a lot of cursing, mostly by me, to find a fix. In these high-pressure situations, the student always stepped up and kept his cool. When he was asked to handle the props backstage, keeping track of dozens of cues, and kill Walter on stage with very little rehearsal time, he was stressed but didn't let it show. I'm proud to present the Director's Award in Theater to Luke Bradley Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Ng. So for the MVP, we picked someone who stepped up in a big way this term. He was faced with a giant task. Over halfway into the rehearsal process, he had to take over a major role in the production of Mr. Plum, all the while remaining our stage manager for the rest of production. This meant during rehearsal, he was on book for his castmates, helping them with lines and their blocking, while also learning his own part. On show days, he would set the props backstage while walking around in character. He was put into an impossible situation and handled it with grace and his trademark deadpan stare. His work lifted us up. His work lifted us all up this term. I am very proud to present the MVP award to James Medeiros III.
My boy, my son.
Okay, so now to the student who won the Most Improved Award. He has a propensity to ask me many questions, some more off topic than others, and it seems with each answer comes another question. When I give him a note, he often needs to understand every aspect of it, grilling me until every answer I gave was sufficient. So one day we had to have a conversation where I asked him to trust me. Even if he didn't understand the note, even if he disagreed with the note, he had to trust the note. From there on out, I noticed a change with him. He began taking the notes to heart and applying them during rehearsals. That didn't mean he stopped asking questions, but what he began to do was pick his battles. When he felt passionate about a character choice, he would push me. And I have to admit right now, most of the time, he was right. The high-pitched voice was much funnier than what I wanted him to do. This balance that he achieved led him to shine brightly on stage without upstaging his peers, and it showed when he won his award last night. I am very excited to present the Most Improved Award to Walter Scott Montgomery V. Congratulations, Walter.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you.
And if I could have the coaches of Phoenix Lacrosse come forward and present the awards. So, there you are. Thank you.
And if we can have the lacrosse team bring it on up here. Yeah, I'll get up on stage there. We'll wait for everybody. So I want to first actually thank the gentleman who came with Aiden McKee's parents, who asked me if I like being called coach or teacher more, because it actually gave me an idea for my bit right now, which is kind of fortuitous. Though I really love providing exceptional academic support to kids as they come and complain about my English assignments, I gotta say, being on the field with your boys as they come literally crying, and I get to go and hold them by the shoulders and go, "Are you hurt or are you injured?" And if they look at me and they say, "I'm injured," I'm going to, okay, I'm going to get the nurse right now. If you say you're hurt, we're going to rub some dirt in it, and we're going to get back out there, get your ass back on the field, all right? And to your boys' credit, we had some real injuries this year, and we had a lot of boys who pushed through the hurt and kept this season going while we lost boys to injury. And they really came together as a team. We had a wonderful win family weekend in front of a home crowd. They did, yes, thank you for supporting us. We had a short winning streak where we just could not be beat, and then we got beat, and then we came right back and we started winning again to the point that we hosted both the semifinals and the finals at home. And if you saw that final game and watched what I watched, you saw your boys just get out there and not quit. So. Before we get to school awards, which are many, I just want to make sure that I recognize the work that we put forward, to our league. Several students, 3 in particular, were nominated to the Hudson Valley Athletic League's All-American team, as well as 1 student who was nominated to the New England Private School Athletic Council's Division III All-American team as well. So, first things first, Luke Budavas was nominated as the New England Prep School Athletic Council's to the All-American team, so I wanted to... He had 78 goals this season. 78 goals, and many of those games he put the whole team on his back and went out there and even the score quite literally, figuratively, and everything else. So thank you, Luke. As well, I would like to put forward Elias Saeed Boyd and Luke Matthew Budavas for the Hudson Valley Athletic League All-American team as well.
Hello again. I am delivering the Coaches Awards for our lacrosse team this term. I'm going to be honest, I don't have very much experience with the sport of lacrosse, but I have learned a lot, and I paid attention to our team culture this year. And the things that we were looking for as coaches were students, gentlemen, that served as models for the rest of the team, both in practice and in our games. In practice, they were always there on time, ready, willing, and able to participate in the fullest capacity, and then some. And in our games, they would often be playing the entire time, making up the bulk of our defensive line. They would come off for a break, breathless. We'd say, "How you doing?" They'd say, "I'm locked in, coach. What do you need me to do?" And that attitude was just so wonderful to have. It was infectious to the rest of the team, and I truly do believe that these 2 boys served as wonderful models. So it is my pleasure to give the Coaches Award 1 to Wesley Charles Iyer. And the second Coaches Award to Caden John Miller.
So next is for the most improved player, and this player, it was his first year here at the Woodhall School. He had prior experience, although many years before, and he greatly improved in his skills, specifically switching, being skillful with both hands, which is quite a task, and performing these things in the game, improving his cardio, and really embracing the quote of "Are you hurt or are you injured?" All right. He took many different bumps and tumbles, but he advocated for himself when he needed a break after that, gathered himself, and went back on the field with his spirited and energetic play. And we really look forward to having him back next year, as towards the end of the season, he really started to grow into a leadership role, and we really look forward to him becoming even more of a integral member of our lacrosse leadership team. So it is my honor to give the Most Improved Player award to Grayson Jude DeCourcy.
All right, and finally we have our MVPs too. We have quite a few kids, and it was difficult to award these awards to one individual. The first player, I think, is unparalleled in his dedication to athletics in general. He is up every single morning, even sometimes before the dorm is unlocked, on the field, playing left-handed, right-handed, using the bounce back, running laps. I mean, he he is dedicated, and it shows in all of his actions out there on the field. He had 78 goals for sure, but he also learned how to be a teammate and a leader this year, which directly influenced some of those games where we thought we were not coming back, and then we did. So it was my pleasure to award our first most valuable player to Luke Matthew Budabas. The second most valuable player is not necessarily because of all the goals or the assists. He is someone who, like the Energizer Buddy, if you just wind him up, he just keeps going. As we mentioned, sort of our mantra this year was, are you hurt or are you injured? And this kid would get hacked like a tree in the middle of the woods, and where other kids would come out, no, I'm injured, I'm done, coach, I can't do this anymore. That kid would come off and he would just go, yeah, oh, all right, yeah, I'm good, okay. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good, okay. And he'd get right back out there and he would, play the entire time. On top of that, he found a way to be a positive influence, to be funny, to be genuine, and to really connect with kids who are sort of outside his own social circle. He's certainly a student who is close to my heart, so I'm proud to give this to Elias Saeed Boyd.
So we've come to a close. We have one more tradition here at the Woodhall School. In a moment's time, I'm going to head over there and read off the name of each graduating senior. And the boys will light a torch, and the boys will walk up to the hillside by the pond and light the senior bonfire. And after that, I invite all of you to the hillside to celebrate the class of 2024. But the reason we have this tradition is, in particular, if I could just have the attention of the parents and the family members and the friends of the class of 2024, and you yourselves, gentlemen, the class of 2024. And I want you to go back in your mind 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, and remember where you were in your life's journey. And for many of you, it was a darker time, filled with doubt, anxiety, fear, frustration, anger, and not only for you, gentlemen, but also for your families. And I think as a parent myself, I can imagine a lot of it for you parents was fear. And now I want you to come to the present and think about how far you've come on your journey. And so in lighting that torch, that is the light in the darkness that will guide you forward. I always am reminded of this quote from the 19th century British novelist George Eliot: "We have enough light given ourselves to guide our steps." So yes, gentlemen, you did it because of the help of adult mentors here, your peers, your family members. But that strength, that light came from within. And so without further ado,
856.
What?
Is that zip code? Well done, gentlemen.
Thank you. Hi, good to see
Hey,
you.
hallo.
Wie geht's?
Ja, es geht mir gut.